Now, your 21 Alive First Alert Forecast, brought to you by Groundworks.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me here on the 21 Alive Digital Desk. I'm meteorologist Michael Moranelli. Happy to see you guys. This is the first time I've been back here in about a week or so after enjoying a nice longer weekend. And, well, it kind of left at a time where we were still pretty cold but warming up. And now, since I've returned, temperatures have kind of went right back down that roller coaster. So we were kind of up towards the end of last weekend into the weekend. And yet again, here for the start of the week, starting to go back down. We do expect those temperatures now back up on the rise as this roller coaster of our temperatures will continue through the week. So right now we're sitting at 37 degrees, seeing a little bit of some sun, a little bit of clouds. Winds aren't too bad out of the southeast at about 11 miles per hour, but of course the main story that I will get to here in just a bit, we'll be talking about our first alert weather day that has been issued for Thursday evening. Now, really no concerns until then. In terms of the satellite and radar, starting to see some clouds move in, and this will be the theme through the rest of the day today, is that increasing clouds will be in store. So prepare for a little bit of a cloudier end to the day, so enjoy the sunshine right now. If you're heading out to lunch here over the next hour or so, go out and enjoy the little bit of sunshine that we do have, because we will start to see some changes. So for your forecast today, high temperatures are expected into the lower 50s with increasing clouds. Again, calmer winds, fairly seasonal, some sunshine, but we do expect to see those temperatures on the rise as we head towards the end of the week. Now, in terms of how far those temperatures will reach, they will actually peak as we head into Thursday, those warmest temperatures, and then, of course, could lead to the at least potential for some severe weather. So we have issued a first alert weather day for Thursday evening with the potential of some severe storms possible. Of course, we start to see those temperatures warm up. You see that humidity rise. We'll start to see that instability building as well. And this could all lead to the potential, at least, for some of those severe storms to start to fire off across the area. Now, as always, and as we know very commonly around here, it does take a lot to see those severe storms, but we still have that threat. Now, the main threat we are under right now, gusty winds and hail look to be the main threats from what the environment looks to be by Thursday at the moment. That does not rule out the possibility for heavy rain or even the chance for tornadoes, but those threats are a little bit lower compared to what the potential looks like for both winds and hail. So that'll definitely be what we're focusing on here over the next 48 hours. Keep an eye out on how the system will evolve. Keep an eye out on how the models maybe adjust as we're getting closer to Thursday evening. And of course, kind of just keeping an eye on how the environment looks and seeing if it's still favorable to support that severe weather as we head into the day on Thursday. Now, in terms of the timing, I did mention on Thursday, it'll be about Thursday evening, heading overnight into the early hours of Friday morning, or is the time that I really keeping an eye on. But really, this main severe threat will probably only last through the evening, and then even with thunderstorms and some rain showers continuing overnight, our severe threat at that point does not seem to be as high. So in terms of what the outlook looks like from the Storm Prediction Center, we're under a level 2 risk for severe weather. So yes, it is the highest risk on this outlook, but we are kind of on the northeastern edge of it. Main concern still kind of IDing more like western Indiana, Illinois into western Indiana, kind of that more central range. Now, yes, we are on the outer edge of it, but still we do almost entirely. There might be a very, very small sliver of LaGrange County not in the level 2, but only in the level 1. But really, that does not matter. Severe weather really can happen anywhere in these shaded areas, so we will be keeping an eye out. But yes, we are right now in the highest risk right now for Thursday, which is that level 2 slight risk. That still means that most of our threat will be conditional. Of course, we'll need to see, a lot of things go the right way, just like how they always do here across 21 countries. So we'll be keeping an eye out on it. But we do want to issue that and make sure that you are prepared for another round. Of course, the gusty winds have been a major problem, not only just here, but really across the region. Plenty of people dealing with issues still over the last about week and a half or so since the last round of gusty winds. So let's take a look at what right now the future track shows. A few light showers starting to pop up as we head into around dinner time. But those showers and thunderstorms really start to pick up, and this again will probably be where we start to see the best chance for any severe weather. Will be some of these heavier showers. So in this certain scenario, again, might not be what happens 100%, but in this certain scenario, we will see that these heavier showers here right around Fort Wayne most likely will be where some of those best chances for severe weather would lie, just given the time frame of it. Because as we get later on into the night, we start to lose some of that fuel that would be able to fire off some of these strong to severe thunderstorms. So as we head into even by about 11 o'clock, is there still the chance for some severe weather? Yes, but most of these storms at that point probably will only feature some gustier winds and of course a lot of the other factors, heavier rain, of course the thunder, the lightning. But the chance for all of that to be severe, definitely a lot lower as we go later on into the day, and especially as we head overnight. Still, you're seeing some pretty moderate to heavy rain, but we're probably not going to see much more than just that heading overnight into Friday morning. So the best chance that we'll have for severe weather will be earlier on into the day on Thursday, while we still have that energy sticking around. So in terms of what that energy even looks like, by about 4 or 5 o'clock or so, we're talking about a lot of storm energy around the area. Now, I did mention that most likely it'll be Illinois and into western Indiana that have the best potential and probably the best environment to support severe weather. But here we can see that it's not only just in those areas, but most of Indiana, even into portions of western Ohio, all have that chance equally for, at least in terms of the energy available, all have enough energy to support at least some kind of severe weather. But here's what I really want to show is that right afterwards, and after we get through the evening, right around dinner time, a little bit later, that energy almost fully goes away. So I showed you what some of those storms looked like by about 11:30 midnight heading into Friday morning. This is basically midnight heading into Friday morning, and we're talking about minimal storm energy just off to our south, where some of those heavier thunderstorms could be. So I'm not ruling out the case that we could see some severe weather at that time, but it's going to be much lower of a chance to see it the farther into the overnight hours that we get. So I would prepare for any time, mainly after dinner time on Thursday, at least until about midnight, maybe a little bit later, 1, 2 a.m. or so, for when these storms could arrive. Now, of course, a lot of things can change over the next 48 hours. So this is just a first look of what we are seeing right now and what could potentially still change. And when we do see those changes, and if we do see those changes, we'll be sure to let you know. But this is really what is leading us to be confident in issuing this first alert weather day. Now, of course, on a conditional risk like this, some might see that severe weather, others might not end up being exactly in your area, but it's always best to be prepared, especially when those main threats especially are damaging winds. We've seen what that can do, not only with those down trees, power lines, of course, power outages, seen plenty of trees fall onto cars. You want to make sure that you are prepared and safe in the event of those possibilities affecting you. So that is what we are seeing right now for what Thursday could look like. Still, there's plenty of time to change. We're only here just in the last couple minutes of Tuesday morning. So we have at least about 48 hours, if not even probably at least an extra 6 hours or so on top of that. So you're looking at least about 55-ish hours until any amount of severe weather would arrive here in 21 countries. So, of course, we'll be on top of it. We'll give you the latest when we see any kind of changes, or it might just be the same. We might be seeing this trend continue on, and that, of course, will then increase our confidence even more. Now, as for what else is in store, well, I want to give you the first alert towards a much quieter weekend after this system crosses, this cold front associated with this system crosses. We're trending a little bit cool on the cool side, especially for Friday and Saturday. With it, a much quieter pattern. We're not expecting as much in terms of precipitation or really anything like that. So in terms of what that first alert 7-day forecast looks like, back up into the 50s today, 60s tomorrow, and 70s on Thursday. And again, this is where we do see that the potential for that severe weather could pick up as we really start to heat up. We're jumping from the 50s. We were in the 40s yesterday, 50s today, all the way up into the almost 80s by Thursday. We'll definitely see a large increase again in terms of that storm energy, at least through Thursday afternoon. But then as that front pushes through, that's when we can see some changes again. We drop down from the pretty much mid to upper 70s all the way down into the mid 30s overnight from Thursday into Friday morning, with highs only expected into the mid 40s for Friday, upper 40s for Saturday. So again, a little bit on the seasonally cool side, not very, very cold, but we're on the side of where temperatures maybe are only about 3 or so degrees below average, a little bit cooler. We're starting to warm up Sunday into Monday, highs back up in the 50s and 60s. So overall, not a bad looking forecast, but of course, want to make sure that we are prepared for Thursday. I'll have the latest coming up today at noon. I'll also be here at 4. Matt Leach will have the updated forecast, and if we do see any changes heading into this evening, he will have those forecasts coming up at 5 through 11. Of course, we will be continuing to track it both on air and online over the next few days. So for any of the latest of what we have, we'll make sure you are the first to know, whether it's on air or online, when we do see, if we see any of those changes. So have a great day. Enjoy some of the sun that we have right now. And don't worry, those temperatures are going to be warming up here. So you don't have to worry about having that coat out for too long. I know many of us probably woke up with some frost on the windshields and weren't maybe the happiest, but I do promise that there are some better days still ahead. But this temperature roller coaster will continue at least for the next 7 days as we're going back up and down between the 40s and the 70s.